Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about probably what's going to be really big in the news in the next couple of days, and it's crypto. And truly there's no better time to talk about it now because both Bitcoin and Ethereum actually hit new all-time highs today. So I'm going to be breaking that down. What are my thoughts on crypto? What are my holdings of crypto? How much do I have? Am I going to increase? Am I going to sell out of crypto? And what my plans are for the future. So first things first, as mentioned, both Bitcoin and Ethereum recently hit all-time highs, I believe, a couple hours ago. And what has really helped drive the price of these cryptos up has been the adoption of ETFs. And also, more and more hedge fund and investors are starting to believe in crypto and get behind this movement. So they're buying into it. And as more and more of the population slowly buys into crypto, ultimately the price will go up. Because that is one thing that is true about crypto. There is a fixed amount. It's not like the money where the Fed can keep printing. There is a fixed amount of crypto, and once we mine it all, no more crypto can be created. So it ends up being just a simple supply and demand issue, right? As the demand goes up, which is more people wanting it, and the supply is not changing, so the price has to go up to explain the difference, right? So that's what we see happening is we have institutional investors start buying in and hedge funds and these ETFs. More investors overall are just purchasing crypto. Hence, this is why we're seeing these price movements. And also, ETFs have allowed the common person to be able to buy into crypto without having to set up a Coinbase account. Now they can just do it through their normal brokerage account, whether it's Vanguard, Fidelity, Webull, whatever you use, you can buy crypto on most platforms nowadays. I started buying crypto about 4 years ago, and back then it'd be kind of in lump sum increments here and there. But since I've gotten wiser and more financially literate, I've started dollar cost averaging in crypto over time, right? So now that I've been kind of investing in crypto for 9 years, my total cost basis, which is the amount I have invested of my personal cash into both this is Ethereum and Bitcoin together is $9,012, right? So this is over a 4 year period. So it's about 2,000 like $250 a year. However, my returns on this during the same time frame is 128%. So that brings my total crypto portfolio to $20,563. This is a profit of $11,545. Now, here's a couple of things to note about this. I'm not saying you shouldn't invest in crypto by no means. I'm saying you should understand crypto and make your own decision before you start investing. And here's why. Crypto tends to be a lot more volatile. So for example, if the S&P goes down, let's say 10%, crypto could easily go down 30% or even more. Crypto moves up and down constantly with massive swings, right? And crypto is also cyclical. Every 4 years, especially like for specifically for Bitcoin, every 4 years there's a halving, which cuts the rate of which we can mine Bitcoin. And mining Bitcoin is essentially our computers solving difficult math puzzles to get the Bitcoin as a reward. Another important thing is to not make crypto a large position in your portfolio. There's always risk with any investment, but especially with crypto because it's so volatile. And I wouldn't invest any money that I wouldn't be devastated by losing. Yes, I've invested $9,000 of my own money into crypto, but if I lost this money, if it all went to zero, my life's not over. It's not wiping me out. It's not my life savings. I still have other things I can rely on to survive and live on as usual. Crypto's a very risky thing, and the recommended amount to invest of your net worth in crypto is 5 to 10%. Mine is currently higher than that. It's about 20%, if not a little bit more. But that's also just because crypto has grown massively over the past 4 years. So now you might be asking yourself, is if crypto is so risky, why would you even bother investing in it, right? And that is because you're taking on the risk to potentially have excessive returns, right? If we look at VOO, the S&P 500 Vanguard ETF, over the past years, it's up 90%. That's over 5 years. I got 128% in 4 years with crypto. Now, there's no guarantee that this is going to happen again in the future going forward, but it's a bet I'm willing to take. I'm putting a small percentage of my total worth towards finding out if this risk is worth it in the end. And what do I plan to do going forward? currently I don't plan on taking out any of my money of crypto out of crypto. This might be a huge mistake going forward. We'll look back, we'll find out. And I also I'm gonna keep on investing $100 a month, dollar cost averaging, $50 into Bitcoin, $50 into Ethereum, because as I talked about it earlier, I think this really is a simple supply and demand, and more people are going to get into crypto. It's not even just about people, it's about countries, organizations. You have companies in the USA who are essentially trying to be crypto banks. They are mass buying crypto and trying to buy as much of it as possible now while it's still accessible, right? So I think this will just cause the demand of crypto up across the globe, and the price has to follow, right? Now, I'm not saying we're gonna see something crazy like $1 million Bitcoin, but I truly don't know what we will see. Only the time will tell. And again, this is a risky investment that I'm willing to tough it out on and see what happens. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'll make a video 5 years down the road at Ethereum's at $100,000 and Bitcoin's at 1.5 million. Who knows? I'll keep you guys updated. This is what this channel is for. I'm gonna track my money, see how it goes. This is by no means meant to influence you to buy or not buy Bitcoin. I just wanted to talk about how I've been doing with Bitcoin, my thoughts on Bitcoin, and my plans going forward with Bitcoin. Let me know down in the comments what you think of Bitcoin. If you think it's gonna keep rising, if you think it's gonna pull back, maybe you think it's a scam, maybe you think it's the next best invention, or it is like the new internet equivalent. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. Take care and have a great rest of your day.